Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Carson.
And today we are watching Run with the Wind, episode 8. What happened last time?
Last time we had the track meet. It was a lot of fun. Except it wasn't. We basically got kind of a clear sight of where we're at.
Which is not very good, but people have been having improvement, and at least now with this first one out of the way, hopefully any nerves will be gone and it will give people like a real experience of running in an official meet, and maybe that will inspire them because they'll want to get ahead. Not everyone, like obviously Prince is not gonna really be making any new strides, but I'm hoping he can, like, instead of like this, he could maybe like this like at least flail in the right momentum. Yeah. But yeah, still loving the show. Please like, please subscribe, check out our Patreon to get a week ahead as well as uncuts. Let's go. Oh, a celebratory feast. Let them celebrate. They can review later.
I don't think he sees all of their performances for something we're celebrating.
I guess. That's a good point. That's all the motivation that they need. See, this is what we need from Prince.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, instead of still
this, a bit of this, even if it's
a bit of this, even if it's not like, really good. At least not like side to side. So much of the energy is wasted just like this. They were already gonna make it. I love that guy. That's why it's important. That's why it's important to have done this first race and get it out of their systems, because they couldn't get the right pace. They couldn't, stay focused. They were kind of distracted by the people around them. Mm-hmm. They either went too fast, burn yourself out, or go too slow, or get stuck behind some guy and like don't know how to navigate it. So that's why it's so important that they did this first race just to fail, so that they have a feel for it and can properly prepare while knowing what to expect. It's actually such a good thing, and they'd be so screwed if they just trained and then waited till the last one. Because even if they were all consistently getting the right time, they might not in the race.
Exactly. We'll never make it.
I feel like they might be able to get it on the next one.
Yeah. And Moose has been improving
he's
a
been
lot
good as well. I think he was just slightly behind them last time.
Yes, but in their last run, he beat them.
Oh yeah,
right?
I guess he did. I think so.
Or was it in the meet? I think he beat
I'm not sure, but the three of them are quite close.
Yeah, they're definitely like, it's like Haiji and Kakeru, and then those three, and then kind of everyone else, and then like depending on the day.
The rest of them are a little bit more spread out.
Yeah.
No, in fact, you did less work today than you did most days because you only did one race.
Yeah. And yeah, it's about practicing every day. If your muscle, that's the thing, is I imagine if it's anything like cross-country longboarding, which I do a lot, not as much these days, but for a long time, that's how I got like all my exercise, was by longboarding like long distances. Mm-hmm. If it's anything like that kind of experience that I can personally relate to, if your muscles aren't hurting, then it's all about like trying to keep your heart rate up as long as possible. Like when in the summer that I was getting like super in shape, I was like working outside, and then I would longboard home, and then I would go in like a route all the way around town. I also did this in high school, and there's like a long stretch of road at one point that like goes along the train tracks, and I would go like along, and there were like kind of driveway or roads that like kind of cross the train tracks, and each of those was like kind of a goalpost that I followed, and I would try to see if I could make it to, by the end of the summer, if I could make it like all the way to the end of the long stretch of road without getting off, even if I was like not going that fast. At first it's hard because your legs and your hamstrings and shit are burning, and especially on a longboard because you're keeping all your weight up on one of your knees, you're burning for like the first couple weeks. As far as like maintaining your conditioning, it's about doing it every day. So if you know, that's just my personal experience, I guess, with something like this. I guess I can kind of relate. He's all fired up after he saw how good he could do. We're in college. We're allowed to have a drink. Rain or shine.
Yeah, quick. Oh.
Kakeru.
まあ、わからんでもねえよ。あいつらの気持ちもな。のも勇気がいいんだろう。そんなのは始めた時点で持ってるのがな。強化と勝負できるなんてとんでもねえやつだったんだな。全然最後の一周なんて。俺たちなんて最初の一周だからこそもっと本気で。これはどうすりゃいい？言ったよ、重くて。肉を削るか骨を削るか。体格の問題はあるだろう。分かってるだろう。
Yeah.
今日走ってみて改めて確信は長距離には向かない。毎日走ってもしばらく休んでたキングといい。
Yeah.
陸上やめた理由もそうな。高校の時もな。監督に
Just because he's too big.
恨んじゃいねえ。むしろすっきりしたもんだ。その時は。でも悔しかったってことに話してくれためられないってことですよね。そうなのかもな。だからこそ嬉しくもあった。スタートする瞬間の感覚。 もう味わえねえと思ってたから続けるべきです。絞りましょう。とことんまで。
That was so good.
I'm glad they had that little talk.
I love. Yeah, that was so good. It's just I don't know, just something about it. I just love that. I love just the inspiration there. He's like, I'm not built for this. This isn't the ideal sport for me. It's like, well, if you like it and you feel like your life is missing something without it, like if you feel regret, like not like if you feel frustrated by not doing it,
that's all it takes.
You should just do it. Even if you'll never be the #1 in the entire world, it doesn't mean you can't. If you put in more effort, you can still perform at a high level.
Yeah.
Even if you're not the best shape for it, it's definitely something to take into account, but it's not the end of the world. It's not something that you can't overcome, especially if it's just, you're going to be doing this race, but also if it's just something that you enjoy in your life.
Yeah.
It's not actively harming him. It's not like he's so big that his legs are gonna break if he runs. Like that's not how that works.
I also like Nico-chan going in and not, because it's easy when Kakeru explodes like that to like kind of put it on him like in a Kageyama type of way, because it's as if it's like just sheer ego, but it's also, as we've established, his main thing that he has trouble with is communicating.
Yeah.
As like he said an episode or two ago, like Nico-chan is mature enough to like go in there alone and like really put himself on the line and understand that he's really just having trouble communicating and like understanding what he really wants to say. And what he really wants to say is just what they've been saying all along, what they told him of basically like, you know, so what, should we just not do it because we're not going to be perfect at it?
But I also
so he gives him kind of an opportunity to express himself comfortably, not like accusing him of like, why are you being such an asshole?
I think that's what makes Nico such a good character, because he's so in like every position. He can relate to like everyone there because he's the oldest one, but he also still has a passion for running and used to do it. He's the only one with that explicit background, so he can relate on a different level.
And he can relate to like trying to find a job and trying to earn money.
He can relate to
things.
Literally everyone. He's just such a great guy.
He's awesome.
You can tell he's like so willing to step in there to anyone and just like have a little conversation with them and see what's going on. And it's so great because I feel like through him we get to see so much of the other characters. And and just more about
time.
him. Like every moment we're learning something new about him. It's so great.
He reminds me a lot of Judo from Berserk, where Judo is like that kind of guy who kind of looks beneath the surface, kind of sees things that not everyone sees, and is really emotionally intelligent and can kind of crack through people's surfaces without like pushing too hard or like pushing any boundaries. He just kind of gets to the heart of the matter and helps. What he does is he doesn't just try to understand things himself. It's a true conversation where he really tries to help everyone understand each other and help them understand their own feelings, which is a big deal.
And it's like perfect for him to come in because everyone else is all just like, hey, just, let us have a good time, even if we kind of understand where you're coming from, but he's not really in it either way. He can see it kind of objectively from both sides of like, okay, I understand. I'm looking at all these guys. They just had a big accomplishment. They're tired. This is new for them. They don't know what's going on. They're still excited about it, and they just want to have a good time. And then there's this other guy who has refound his, like, he wants to compete.
Yeah.
He has like tasted a glimpse of hope. And he doesn't want to let that go to waste. He does, everyone's on board. He wants them to like get on board. He doesn't want to have this all be for nothing and have gotten his hopes up and found joy in running, like found a purpose for his running, just to then have it fall apart at the last second. And that's understandable as well, for sure.
All right, let's go.
I love how they all have new shoes. It's so good. Of course he did. Did Nico go with him? Oh no, he just wants to get better.
Yeah.
Oh, so Nico did go.
Oh, he's focused. He's in his zone.
He's
Oh
trying to keep
shit!
up.
He's moving.
He's doing really good. This is awesome.
He is moving if he's like that close behind him. That's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, why? They're all in there. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Why do you want a treadmill?
Does he want it so that he can like hold on or something?
Or because maybe it'll help him learn his form.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help him learn his form if like the ground is moving and he just has to like
stay upright.
Well, yeah, and like here's a little bit more speed and here's a little bit more speed. Here's a little bit of incline, and then just like it kind of naturally goes. Normally people would just learn that by walking on the ground.
It seems to be a continual struggle with him. I mean, actually, maybe if like making it more of a game to him, like if he can pick the speed. Okay, I'm gonna master level 1.
He's not a gamer.
But like if it's just that like mindset, like I feel like I kind of can relate to that. Like I can go all day on VR doing basically a workout, but in real life I have no motivation to do. Like, would I do this for like 3 hours normally? Absolutely not. But do I want to beat this level or like improve in like a way that like I personally can monitor immediately, like the instant gratification of like
I understand. That's why I longboard and I don't run, obviously, but it's like, I don't know, treadmill just seems like the wrong move.
I guess what I'm saying is if it will help him.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, maybe he can read at the same time. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all tied up.
What?
What? What does this have to do with that?
Is this a Hajime no Ippo spoiler or some shit? Can I just say also, I like Prince's design, as like he's like the nerdy guy and we saw him with his friends. The fact that he wears like a flannel and like skinny jeans is like so funny.
He can't even move the mouse.
Shut the fuck up.
Twice as long.
個人別に考えてものはさらに練習の強度を上げていこうやってみましょうできますよ待てよいいんかそれビルドアップ層ってつまりスピードロードが高いし足に負担がかかるついにユキさんがやる気に心配してやってるだけだよ体壊したら元も子もない確かにユキの言う通りだ中にはビルドアップが厳しいものとは別にインターバル走も取り入れる増やすの聞いてたのかユキの時間がもったいないよし
Yeah.
2組に分かれ
Alright, he's doing a lot better than them now.
いけるいけるまだいけるぞどこいけるというの
He's lapping them.
左側走って道開けてください何夜ジョグは夜ジョグ行きますかああ終で目いっぱいでしたからそれじゃあ本練習を増やしてもプラスマイナス
He's really fired up about the team now.
Yeah.
Look at you.
講演会でしょ集まってるバッチ私の大社勧誘なんて
Oh.
Jesus, lady.
帰るまでの練習だですってな余裕じゃん今日こそやめると思ってるけど続けましょうせっかく始めたことなんだから
Yeah.
ですね彼
That is literally the last place I'd want to go after running.
Yeah, right? After you're like so beat and like your body's so hot and everything. Oh, he's not losing much weight, I guess. Or not as much as he wanted.
ニコちゃん先輩無理してるエルガソフの歌唱やってたからな先輩早いやつにできるって言われたらその気にもなるんだろう
Good.
俺は危険だと思う
Oh, he doesn't want him to be disappointed, I guess.
Or hurt himself
じゃあ
either.
地区の難所といえば
Wait, what was that? Who's that on the cover? Wait, hold on, what? Oh, okay. It's
the
our
main
guys.
guy.
The main guys.
じゃあ
For a second, I thought Kakeru was on the cover. Trivia King.
It'll actually help him get a job.
He's under eating. That's
Not good.
I mean, if he needs to lose weight, I guess it's a good idea, but in terms of like improving his conditioning, it might not be the best thing. Can't really
I
do
don't
both at
think
the same
losing them very much weight while having at the same time less energy the whole time from not enough food, I don't think that would help in any way whatsoever.
Well, it would. Eventually, it would. It wouldn't help his practice, but eventually he would have a better chance of performing if he weighed less. If he has fat, at least. He's so hungry, you can tell.
Yeah.
ルームランナー探してるんだ。実家に使ってないルームランナーがあるんだけど。
Oh shit!
に送ってもらうか。
Oh shit!
Wow. Oh, do you-
今納屋に突っ込んでやってるだけ。神よ。いや、捨てる神あれば拾う神ありですよ。なんか違うけど。
Is he for some reason gonna be against a treadmill?
No. Wow. They went really fast. Oh, and they had to move a bunch of stuff. Where does he sleep?
That's so dangerous! Look at it, he's going!
He's trapped on there. Yeah! He can't,
Look at him go!
He can't stop. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, now he's gonna overdo it too.
That's good.
待って、それちゃんと測れてる。50秒02ってそんなわけないと思うんだ。でもそれじゃあ2週間前と全然変わってない。おかしいだろ。どうしたあいつ。分かった、今度はちゃんと測ってかける。
Time it correctly.
Settle down.
それに花ちゃんはちゃんと測って。
Get out of their way.
Get off the path.
は？お前は次の記録会に出なくていい。記録の出ていないメンバーだけです。どうして伸びていないことですか？
No, it's because you're getting all in your head about it.
走れば調子は戻ります。無駄だ。今自分自身が見えていない。俺はどこで記録を残せばいい？ならまだいくつもある。そもそも俺たちは箱根にこの1年を全部無駄にしろって言うんですか？無駄になる。今ちゃんと記録を出しておくが全てなのか？は？お前の望む走りとはスピードだけをやっているのは競技です。予選会に出られるかどうかも確かじゃ。なあなあで走ってたって速くなる。なあなあで走ってる者はここにはいない。
All trying their best.
だが精一杯努力していることをなぜ認めるよりタイムが遅いから。基準はスピードだけなのか？走る意味はない。新幹線に乗れ、飛行機に乗れ。
Exactly.
その方が速いぞ。スキルをかける。速さを追い求めるばかり。そんなのは虚しい。何？喧嘩？
Mom and Dad are fighting.
喉が渇いちゃって失礼します。かける。話はまだ。王子さん、今度の記録会議、もしも前と同じような成績しか出せなかったら外れてもらえますか？お願いします。
Wow.
チームのために。
I don't want him to quit,
No.
but if what they really want to do is compete at any level, and all he can do is run a half hour, like, you know, literally double or triple the time of other people, like,
Yeah.
there is a line to be drawn. Like, I think Haiji has a point, and I think Kakeru has a point. If you're competing, you need to be competitive, and if there's a difference between like trying your best and just like he might if you literally have like I wouldn't expect somebody with a physical disability, you know, to be at the level of like Kakeru. Just like I wouldn't expect him because he's so far behind that it's like, well, that's okay. That's you know, it's not his fault. It's not like he's not trying. But as far as a competition, like you need to consider your team, and if it's about if we really are running together, then is it better for you to be on the team or is it better for you to run, you know, on your own?
Yeah. I guess the problem is like who's gonna replace him? It was so hard to find people in the first place.
The old man.
I guess the thing is yeah, it sucks because he's so bad.
He's unbelievably bad.
The thing is, in an ideal situation, and that's the thing of everyone else is having to push themselves so hard. They're not runners. It is dangerous. If one of them hurts themselves, they're completely, totally fucked.
Screwed.
They can't get back from it. And I think that's a problem. I imagine other teams that are training for this have at least one or two backup members so that if someone did get hurt, like just training along with the team, that's just safe. You in most sports other than individual ones, you usually have a few extra guys just hanging around just in case, because you never know what's gonna happen.
So they don't have anybody to replace him with. And to be clear, I don't, like I said at the start of this, I don't want Prince to quit. I want the satisfaction
even if he like barely scrapes in there, I want him to
see the journey of him going from complete otaku shut-in to absolute monster on the field, or at least like more than competent. Like that's a crazy, you know, disparity, and I want to see him make that progress. That's going to be the most satisfying, I think, progress.
I think so.
But I think that this is different than Kakeru constantly like freaking out about people, you know, not making time or not trying hard enough or not being fast or like not, you know, oh, you're exhausted, so we're basically not training. It's going down the drains for nothing. Yeah. The real thing, it is. I don't think he's in the wrong for saying that to Prince, and I think that it's a good thing for Prince to hear.
Yeah.
I just hope that he doesn't take it the wrong way, and I hope that he stays as positive as he was when, Kakeru's other, his ex came over and with the red hair and fucking yelled at them or something. Like, I hope he stays that positive and makes the improvement.
I don't want Prince to quit.
All he needs to do is do better.
I don't think he's going to quit. I think he is going to do better. And
I think that, but maybe next episode will be, like, about him flirting with that idea and going through that process of thinking about quitting.
I think it's shitty. I did like that conversation that they had. It was like, is speed everything? And I think
it's not nothing.
It's not nothing, but at the same time, I imagine like it panned down to like his wrecked knee.
Yes.
And potentially, we don't know the full backstory on that. Potentially, maybe he was pushing himself too hard.
Probably,
maybe he was chasing, going faster every time. Giving it his all every time, like too much every time, and maybe he sees like something similar in the future. You know, like he's looking at this guy who's all just like, I need to be faster. I need to be better. I need to leave a mark. I need to leave a record. It's like, okay,
but don't destroy yourself in the process.
Yeah, don't forget what you're.
Like,
really
really think
here.
about the point. Like, is it all about the competition? Does your life only matter if you leave a legacy? That's like the grander point they're making about like other shit. Is, if you look at like Game of Thrones or something, it's like, is the legacy all that really matters? Like, what about the lives of the people you're like trampling over? Or just in real life, it's like, is working so hard at your career to make your fucking mark, is that really going to matter when you're like 80 years old? Or is it going to matter that you did something you enjoyed and spent your time wisely? And that's what they're going through in this with running. It's like, is it really going to what's going to matter more, that you lived a healthy life and you did something you loved, or is it going to be that you like beat everybody in a track meet one time? Like, nobody gives a shit, and you probably won't either in like a month, Will you look back on it more fondly if you got the best time, you beat your record, but then didn't compete in this thing because you were an asshole to everyone, and like lost sight of it and just left everyone in the dust? Or will you look back on it better if you helped everyone around you, looked at it from their perspective, went at their pace to like help them,
see what it's like, and then create friendships and memories forever, and potentially compete in an even crazier thing? And it's
Haiji's so interesting to me because of that reason. Like, and I still am interested in what his injury was. Because it seems more like he pushed himself too hard. But I still think it would be super interesting if he had some kind of disease, if he had some sort of knee cancer, and he just could not reach the speed that he knew he was capable of. Or if it wasn't a one-time injury, instead it was like he wore himself down over time. He injured himself slightly and then competed on it because he was, maybe he at a practice wrecked himself. Or not even at one practice. Like, what if he was doing the thing that Kakeru is doing, and he's like, oh, that time was bad, I'm gonna go again and again and again. It's just all these repetitions just wore down his cartilage. Yeah. And like he had to get his fucking knee replaced. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. It's super common in sports and stuff. If you hurt yourself in a practice, but the next thing coming up is a big game or a big event where you can make your time, and it's like, oh, well, I'll just push through the pain this time, and then at the end of that you're completely messed up because instead of just a slight injury that would have healed itself, now you have to get surgery because or now it's just permanently fucked. It's crazy how, like, by the way, it's crazy how common that is. Like, it's kind of unbelievable. That literally happened to me. Working on a film set for free in film school. I was exercising. I was doing a bunch of shit, but like I think what fucked me up was I was doing too heavy weight for curls, and I was going to the gym all the time, and then I was doing like shrugs, and then like the next day we had to go like carry all of this equipment in the rain, working on this film set at this house in like on the West Coast. It was like super rainy, super wet, and it was like carrying these giant light stands and shit, and these huge fucking lights, and like I was going to the gym, and I'm a big guy, and I'm like the strongest guy there, so I'm like carrying all the heavy shit, and now permanently I have this fucked up part of my neck because of just like, and I was just like, oh, well, it kind of hurts. I'm probably just a little bit stiff. I'll just carry all the shit. To this day, that was like 3 years ago. Like it's and it wasn't that much of a pain, but it's something that recurs all the time.
That's something,
and that happens. It happens all the
I
time.
did that. I literally did that to my knee. Like my left knee has just been messed up for literally 10 years at this point. I heard it playing soccer. I think some bitch like kicked me in the knee or something. Like actually, like it was something dumb like that, and then I just didn't
pursue it,
take care of it or in any way, and now it's still messed up. Like at least once a week, it's like painful, and it's just dumb mistakes that are. And
that's a small level. Like what Haiji's going through is like clearly something
huge.
He went even further and like continued to fuck it up. And
well, we don't know what he did, but
potentially, potentially.
That I think that is probably my strongest theory for him.
I think
that
so
he
too.
like had something tried to push through it, or tried to push himself too hard, and now he's paying the price.
I don't hope it's an illness, but I think it would be extra tragic if he had like cancer or something like that, and then he like this is why he's so crazy about it, because he has like 1 more year to do it. Not just because he's graduating, but because he'll die and he's terminal. That would be crazy. I still think that's an insane theory, but it's probably not gonna happen.
For me, just based on his mindset, on like the whole like it's the short-term gratification is not worth the like consequences long-term. I feel like that's unlikely with his character if he's like giving it all up to do this race, if he's like refusing treatment or like doing something that he shouldn't be doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe that's like a conflict. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's like
not
he knows
practicing
that he knows that it's wrong, but he really believes in it and loves this more than anything, more than life itself. So that's what really matters to him. It kind of goes both ways. I think that would be a really interesting like contrast in his character, because he's always talking about don't push yourself too hard. What really matters? Is leaving a record really matters, or is it about doing what you want? And what he really wants us to do that? I think it's unlikely. I think you're probably right. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.